So the first card you have for your past is the Eight of Pentacles. So obviously this is the card of hard work. You were working on something. I'm not seeing you working hard. Obviously you are a hard worker, but I'm not seeing you working hard on this. What I'm seeing is that it's more like you are working thoroughly. I'm seeing you going over and over and over something very, very carefully. You are correcting mistakes. You might have even been correcting things that weren't mistakes. You were just kind of fixing everything, fine-tuning everything, making sure everything was perfect. You are a very dedicated worker. And, once you decide to do something, you really, really take the time to do everything properly. You're very thorough, and I think that's why you're well thought of at work, in the workplace. And I'm seeing a lot of people, this is in the workplace, this is around work, and I think a lot of people learn from you. I think a lot of people look up to you in the workplace. And I think you're very open. You're happy to show people how you do things and what you do. You're happy to teach other people. And but I'm seeing there could have actually been someone around you at this time who might have been trying to copy you, or maybe pass off your ideas as their own, or something like that. There's some kind of underhanded thing that someone was doing. So, and when I look at the repetition on this card, sometimes I see copying, because he's creating the same thing over and over and over again. And so, obviously this really, really annoyed you, because, you're very open. Again, I'm seeing about what you do. You're open about how you do things, and you don't feel the need to hide things. And, whatever was being copied could have been, I'm seeing something around either words or speech or something like that, something you are writing. It's something like that. So, this is really sad, actually, because what this person did might have caused you to be a lot less open with people, especially around the workplace, or it might have caused you to at least be very careful with who you share things with, which can be a good thing. But then it's sad when someone comes along and does that and stops someone from being so open and honest. Not that you were turned into someone who was dishonest, but it might have turned you into someone who was less likely to share things. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have your past is the Ace of Cups. Very emotional, the most emotional card of all. So I'm seeing that, you can seem very cool, actually, very unemotional on the outside. You can seem very, even a little bit cold, actually. But on the inside, you're very emotional, actually. People just don't get to see this very often. And so actually on the inside your emotions flow like the water on this cup, very freely. It's just that you don't actually show this very often, and so people see you as strong on the outside, but actually sometimes you're not. You're actually quite emotional. Now, I don't normally talk about other signs because, often in a reading I can see a lot of different signs and it could be so confusing. And also, I see so many, sometimes I may as well say every single sign. And so then what's the point of saying that? But I'm definitely seeing a fire sign in this reading. Now, I know this is water, so you might be thinking, why are you seeing that? But what I'm seeing is that I'm seeing some kind of relationship you had in your past that you had with someone else, and you were the opposite. You were the complete opposite to this person. And opposites attracted, in your case, some of the time, obviously not all of the time because this is an ex, but at some times opposites really attracted. You really attracted to one another, but then at other times it was like you almost repelled each other. I'm not saying you're repulsive or you repel people, but what I'm seeing is that what I'm really seeing is that it's like you were magnets. You were two magnets. Now you pulled towards each other really tightly. It was like you couldn't separate. You were just so pulled towards each other. But then when things were going wrong, when you started fighting, arguing, all of that kind of thing, and you turned your backs on each other, you were like, magnets that had their backs to each other. You kind of repelled each other. You pulled away from each other. That's what I'm seeing. There was no kind of happy medium where you're kind of of just okay. It was either you were kind of tightly together or you were kind of really separate. And it was a very fiery relationship, full of passion, and then you'd fight and back together and all of that kind of thing. That's what I'm seeing. Now, what I'm seeing is that, I am seeing a lot of passion, fighting, all of that kind of thing. But with you, when you were fighting, when you were upset with them and you were angry, you'd kind of clam up with this anger. It was like you couldn't speak. You were so angry. You're almost shaking or whatever, but you couldn't speak. It's like, this makes me so angry, I can't even find the words. And you went quiet. Now, obviously, when they were angry, well, you know what happens when a fire sign's angry. It's kind of the opposite of clamming up. They say whatever. They're very free with their words, obviously. So I think, this person's in, I don't know why this X is in your reading. I think it's probably because you're still thinking about them or something. They're in your reading for a reason. I think this person made a huge impact on you, actually. And I'm just seeing this person. I don't mean to see them. I can't help it. So don't be angry with me. The other thing, I'm just seeing this, so I shouldn't laugh, but they're obviously your ex. They're not with you anymore. But I am seeing that they're probably with someone who's either equally as bossy as them or they're more bossy than they are. They're very loud, they're very talkative, and they're a very angry person. They're with someone who's like that, and they're not liking it very much. And I shouldn't laugh, but that's what I'm seeing. The last card you have for your past is the Queen of Swords. So, yes, this person probably missed you a lot. I think that they missed the peace that you gave them because they're around this difficult person. And, maybe they still do really miss you, I'm seeing, because they're in your reading. So either you're thinking of them or they're missing you or something like that. Now, I think this person might have tried to come back to you at one time, maybe even more than one time. And I'm seeing that, you had your sword up, like this beautiful queen. You didn't want to talk to them when they came back to you, all of these times, once or twice or whatever it was. This is what happened in the past. So, I'll try not to talk about them again, I promise. But if I see them, I can't help it. But yeah, I'll try my best. I really will, I promise. So the first card you have for your present is the Page of Swords. So I'm seeing, I just noticed a flower fell down. I'm sorry about that. I'll just leave it there. Sorry about that. So, so the first card you have for your present is the Page of Swords. I'm seeing you feeling that you need to, you need to stand up for yourself. That's what you're kind of feeling the need to stand up for yourself. This page is up on this hill, swinging this sword around, really standing up for themselves. So that's what you feel like you need to do, but maybe you're not quite sure how you're going to go about doing this. Obviously, you know how to stand up for yourself. I can see that. But, this could be a delicate situation or something like that. So it might be quite difficult. I'm seeing this might be around this person in the workplace who was copying you or whatever they were doing. This is quite delicate, obviously. This person might be younger than you, and obviously they're a difficult person to deal with. And this is delicate because this is in the workplace and you don't want to make a scene and make yourself look bad. You have to be quite professional, obviously. I'm actually seeing, I think that if you do confront this person, they'll probably just deny it. But you're in two minds, actually. It's like a double-edged sword. When I see the sword, it's like, on the one hand, you kind of think, well, they're not going to admit to it. They'll just say, I haven't done anything. But then on the other hand, they shouldn't get away with this. They need to be told that I know that that's what they're doing. So I think you probably do need to speak to them, probably privately. And again, they'll probably deny this. But at least if you tell them, even if it's privately, at least they'll know that you know, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot of work battles. A lot of people are going through work battles this week. I'm seeing that in a lot of readings. So yes, the next card you have, your present, is death. Yes, so, okay. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about this person in the Ace of Cups, this ex. I'm sorry. This is what I'm seeing. And maybe this is why I'm seeing them all over this reading. I'm seeing a lot of unhappiness around them. In this relationship that they're in, I'm seeing a lot of turmoil around them. I'm seeing that they're really searching for peace. Because as I was seeing in the Ace of Cups, they probably have, they have this person around them who's really loud, really noisy, really bossy, probably yells and screams, and even worse than they are. I shouldn't say that, but yeah, they are. This person they're with is even louder, even worse, yelling and screaming, and they really can't stand it. It's driving them crazy. And they might be thinking of putting an end to things. That's why this is in the death card. Just be prepared, because they might want to come and talk to you. That's what I'm seeing at some time. Because after death comes peace, and this person sees you as like an oasis of peace. That's how they see you compared to this person. So they might come in and ask you for advice. They definitely see you as a place of peace. And they want to turn to you and kind of be with you and just talk to you and just be around someone who's peaceful. So I don't know whether you want to talk to this person or not. It's up to you, of course. But that's how they're seeing you. That's what they're going through. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your present is the Five of Wands. Yes, they have a lot of mess in their life, a lot of mess. I often see this card as the mess card. It just looks like a great big mess. I'm also seeing in this card, I'm seeing there might be a message for you in this card. There is something that you want to start doing. This could be a project, could be a business. This could be something that you need to learn. It might be something you want to study. I'm just seeing that you could be looking back on your past. You might be wishing that you'd started this sooner. It's like, if you look at these people, it's like they're playing and they're messing around and they're really kind of wasting their time. So you might be looking back on that and saying, all that time I've wasted when I could have spent that time working on this thing, starting this business, starting this studying, whatever it is. And I've wasted all that time. Now, if this resonates and you want to start something, you can't go backwards, you can only go forwards. Start it now. Make a start now. Start somewhere. Don't look back in a few years' time and be in this position again. The next year is going to go past. Look how quickly this year's gone. The year after that's going to go past quickly as well. You can spend that time working on this, getting somewhere, or you can spend that time not doing anything, and another year will pass and you'll look back and you'll say, oh, another year and I still didn't do that. Oh, well, I've wasted another year. All of that. Don't do that. Please start whatever this thing is. Please start. The first card you have for your future is the Knight of Wands. So again, look at that. This is the card of huge action. So please don't sit and wait. If there's something you've always wanted to do, if there's something that you really, really want to achieve, and you've always wanted to do this, doesn't matter what stage of life you're at, doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how young you are, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in, doesn't matter what country you're in, what city you're in, doesn't matter. Nothing matters. All that matters is that you start somewhere. Because what's guaranteed is if you don't start, you will never get anywhere. That's the only guarantee. If you do start, you're likely to get somewhere. That's what I'm seeing. And, if you do this, yes, there are times that you're going to be feeling as if you're not in control of things, but just start. That's a problem you're going to have to come to when you come to it. It's not a problem. If you sit there thinking about all the problems that might happen before you start, you'll never do anything. There are always going to be problems in everything. There are going to be problems if you don't do this as well. So please do this. Now, yes, When you come across a problem, you'll deal with it at the time. But for now, just make a start, please. Now, if you look at this knight on this horse, he looks a little bit out of control and crazy. And that's what you don't want to feel like. You're normally measured. You're normally very orderly, calm, all of that kind of thing. And you might not want to appear to be kind of crazy and not know what you're doing and in front of other people. You might be worried about what people think of you. You might be worried about people saying, what are you doing that for? What do you want to do that for? That's crazy, this and that. Why do you want to be an actress or a singer or an actor or a painter or a this or a that or something? That's crazy. No, it's not crazy. If you want to do it, it is not crazy. What's crazy is not doing something that you truly want to do. That's what's crazy. And, don't worry about other people. This is about you and what you want to do. It doesn't matter if you look crazy in front of other people. Give them something to laugh at. Doesn't matter. The next card you have for your future is the Six of Wands. So yeah, more wands, more action. And, this is a message to you. This is the victory card. Pursue this thing that you want to do and you're going to be rewarded if you do. I'm seeing that you might actually turn whatever this is into a business, because I'm seeing a team around you. I'm seeing a team around you helping you, supporting you in what you're doing, as well as some financial success. I'm seeing that could be a byproduct of doing this as well. So obviously this is going to take you some time to get to this stage where you have this victory, but this card is flowing on from the Knight of Wands, and that's what it's telling you. Make a start, work through this, get to that, and in the end, if you put the hard work in, if you do all of this, you are going to have victory. You're going to have this positive result. That's what this is telling me. The last card you have for your future is the Eight of Cups. So this might be this time when this person in the Ace of Cups wants to come and talk to you. Now, I'm not seeing them asking you to connect romantically with them again. Maybe in the future they might, I don't know, but not at this time. At this time, they are not going to do that. They're not going to want to connect with you in this way, but they are going to be thinking that they regret walking away from you. They regret not appreciating you. When they walked away from you or when you separated, they didn't realize what they had with you. They really didn't. And they walked away from some beautiful golden cups. And they really regretted that, because what they did was they walked into a great big nasty swamp like this man. And that's what happened. They walked into a great big mess. They took up with someone else and it was a disaster, and they're not happy at all. So they do really regret that. They might tell you this, they might not, but that's what they're going to be thinking. That's how they're going to be feeling. And yeah, they just didn't appreciate what they had. That's what I'm seeing.